Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jeremy here at Cosmic Soup Recording. This is a video I never planned on making, and this is a video I never really wanted to make, but it's probably the most important video that I do make because it's about my best friend Billy Russell. A couple months ago I had this great idea about doing some taped interviews with some friends and artists that I've recorded. I was going to call it my Cosmic Soup Chats. And I wanted my very first episode to be with Billy. But unfortunately, Billy passed away on Saturday, February 24th, 2018. So since we can't do the interview, I figured I might as well just talk about him. But before I do that, I just wanted to talk about the overwhelming, amazing support for Billy and his family, and his band, and his friends. I cannot thank you guys enough, especially all the people who reached out to me personally through message or phone call, asking how I'm doing, asking if there's anything they can do. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I'm taking it one day at a time, just like everybody else. I'm still in shock, in awe. I'm sad. I'm upset. I'm upset that he's not here to see this overwhelming, amazing support. I mean, I know he sees it, but I just wish that he was here to enjoy it. There's been so many people reaching out on Facebook and online, especially Craven at Go Punk Yourself on 98 KUPD, Mo at AltAZ 93.3, Bill and Paul for everything they're doing for the GoFundMe, all the people who have contributed to the GoFundMe campaign, the shirts, the logos, the patches, the artwork, the album reviews. It's amazing. I can't thank you all enough. And all Billy wanted was people to just listen to his music and like what he was doing. And all he wanted was to be played on the radio and be talked about. And so I know that he's smiling down on us. My heart, my thoughts, my prayers go out to his family. There's not a day that will go by that I won't have you in my heart and on my mind. Lisa and Ray and Paige and Devin and Violet and Jason, my thoughts and my prayers are with you. If there's ever anything I can do, please let me know. So overwhelming to see all the support, all the people sharing videos and pictures and stories and music, people writing songs, talking about getting tattoos, talking about how much Billy's meant to them and impacted their life. It's amazing. All the people that are talking about how much they love Billy and how Billy was their best friend. It's heartwarming. Even though we all know who Billy's real best friend was, Billy was more than just a best friend to me. He was a brother, he was a bandmate, he was a co-worker, he was my partner in crime. Our lives were and always will be so intertwined that it will be impossible to ever live life the same without him. For anybody that's been here or will come here, as I look around there's no place in this room that isn't influenced by Billy. From places that he's been, places that we've worked, places that he's wrote on, places that he's signed, stickers. His guitar is right here. Fortunately, I was able to see Billy Friday night. We had a show, and it was amazing. And I'll never forget it. I probably look bad or sound bad. The last thing that Billy gave me was his cold. So before I made this video, I crunched some numbers. Billy and I have recorded 105 songs together. We've played hundreds of shows together. We're in thousands of pictures. As a matter of fact, probably every picture on my Facebook either has him in it or was taken by him. To say that Billy wasn't a part of my life is an understatement. Billy is mostly known for Contradiction, but was also part of Anything But This, Suicide Fuck Bombs, Perfect Sense, Torn at the Seam, and most recently the Let Me Downs. Sorry, it's raining right now. I don't know where you're at watching this, but it's raining, so either the angels are crying or Billy's spitting on me. So I met Billy in 2009. I was working at a couple different bars around town doing sound. And there's this band called Contradiction that played. And the first time I saw them, I instantly knew that this was an amazing band and that Billy is an amazing artist. After seeing him a couple shows, I built up enough courage to talk to him and ask him if I could record them. I recorded an album called Sound of the Streets. And side note, it is probably my favorite Contradiction album. In 2010, I got a DUI. And I think a few days later, I made a song about it. So I told Billy the story, and I told him about my song, and I played it for him, and he loved it. And I think a week after I got a DUI, Billy got a DUI. So he called me, and he told me that he had to spend a night in jail, and he was almost excited because while he was in jail, he wrote his verse for my DUI song. And so the same day that he got out of jail, he came over to my house and he had his court papers, and on it he wrote his verse to the DUI song. So we recorded it, and it might be one of my favorite songs that we've done together. It was the first song we did together. From that, we started a little side project called Anything But This. Then he moved to California, and even though he was hundreds of miles away, we still kept in touch through phone calls and messages here and there. We spoke almost every day. And when Billy would call me, he would always want to do like a Facebook chat so we can look at each other when we were talking. I always thought that was funny. In 2012, he moved back and told me now Contradiction needs a new bass player. So he asked me if I'd be interested in playing bass for Contradiction. And I told him that I don't know if I was the right guy for the job because I wasn't that good, and I really didn't know how to play the bass. But He reassured me that all the songs were super easy and that he would teach them to me and everything would be fine. So I'd go to his apartment and we would jam and he would teach me the songs and we'd work on new material. And then we started playing at Tim Finnegan's at open mic nights. And then eventually we started playing shows, recording, and so on and so forth. Billy absolutely loved making music. All he wanted to do was to play music, to go on the road, to play shows. He loved making music with other people. He wanted to be in as many projects as he could. Not only was Billy very talented, but he was also very funny. He's probably one of the funniest people that I know. He loved to prank call people. He loved to play practical jokes on people. He loved to post funny things on Facebook about people. Loved shouting people out, throwing them under the bus a little bit. Billy was never one to shy away from confrontation. I think that's why people loved him so much, is because he always spoke what was on his mind. And most of the time, what was on his mind were things that we were all thinking, but too afraid to say. Billy was one of the first people that I met that suffered from anxiety. And most of the time, he had no problem being the center of attention, cracking jokes, telling stories, talking about music. But there's times where he would get so anxious and so nervous that he could barely function. You know, sometimes it was just small crowds of people. He'd have to step away or hide off into a corner or something until he could regain his composure. There was times where we'd go to a store or go to Circle K or something and he'd have to leave because he was too anxious or too nervous. And I think that's what held Billy back. I think it's what prevented him from realizing how special he was. Because he was always so hard on himself. He was always afraid of what other people thought. He was afraid that people didn't like him or didn't like his music. He was in a lot of these side projects, but sometimes they didn't last. I talked to him and he'd say like, I just don't feel like I fit in, or I don't think the other guys really like me, or I don't think I'm good enough for them. And it's a real shame, and it really breaks my heart because I wish he was here to see how much support he's been getting back. If he was here, I know the first thing he'd say was, you know, where are all these people at our shows? Where are all these people when it was time to download our music or buy our CDs or buy our merch? Somebody once told me that Contradiction was the best band that no one's ever heard of. And for years, I agreed with that. But the last few days have absolutely changed my mind, seeing how many people loved Contradiction, loved Billy. So I don't want to make this a super long video, even though it could go on for hours. I sat here and I thought, what should I do to pay tribute to him? We've got videos that we've done, interviews that we've done. And I'm sure as time goes by, I'll start releasing some of that. When the time's right, Contradiction will get together, Steven and Billy Stevens and I. We'll figure out what we want to do. about some of the unreleased material. And I'm going to continue to post things. You know, the most important thing is to let his memory live on and just enjoy the music and enjoy all the things that he's done. You know, Billy, he wrote a lot of songs about politics and about addiction and recovery and relapse, but he also loved making funny songs. When we first started anything with this, our songs were a little more aggressive and talking about a lot of taboo subjects, but towards the end we started making funny songs, and I think he almost worked harder on the funny songs than he did on the other ones. And so I'm going to do my best to share a lot of the funny stuff so we can all just remember that he was such a funny guy. So I can't thank you guys enough for all your support for Billy and his family and the band. Thank you for watching this. A lot of people have asked, what can we do to help? It's easy. Listen to the music. Share it with your family and friends. Always remember Billy Russell. If you can, contribute to the GoFundMe campaign. Thank you to all the people who have been listening to the music, sharing the music, purchasing the music. I'm going to post some links below. If anybody wants to donate and buy some Contradiction music, the money goes 100% to Billy's family. We want to make sure that baby Violet is taken care of, and Paige is taken care of, and Devin's taken care of. And Violet, I can't wait for the day that me and you can start a band. I thought a lot about what I should include in this video. Whether I should have some music or some funny videos. But I think all that will come later. For right now, I'm just going to end it like this. I love you, Billy.
Hey, buddy. Goodbye, buddy. Love you.